I'm Chris. You know me as a mailman. You know me as that guy that does reaction videos. As of today, you know me as a guy who delivers Amazon packages. But what you know me the best for is being the host of This Week in Disney. So, we got some news for you. So, let's go ahead and get started. Let me get it up here. All right, let's take a look. What do we got? Hey, Michael, thanks for joining me. All right, Shanghai Disney Resort takes 2 new major steps. A Shanghai Disney Resort update has dropped today as the park makes another big step forward. Understand this was Monday. The resort reopened to its guests back in May, and now it looks like as though it will continue moving forward to more normal services as it will increase its guest capacity as well as update its booking system. Josh D'Amaro stated in an interview back in July that they have been pleased with Shanghai and will increase capacity. We've increased capacity in Shanghai, he said. I think we're seeing very cooperative guest behavior. Now, according to a statement on the resort's website, Shanghai Disney Resort will start increasing its capacity as of August 24th. This comes after the Chinese government has raised the operating capacity from 30 to 50% within its notice on the further business resumption of tourism enterprise memo. The official statement on Shanghai website reads, China's Ministry of Culture and Tourism recently issued the notice on further business resumption of tourism enterprise, which raises the operating capacity of tourism sites from 30% to 50% of permanent capacity. As a result of this policy change and as overall market condition continues to rebound, Shanghai Disney Resort, it increasing the daily capacity of the resort's theme park, Shanghai Disneyland, and effectively August 24th, 2020 will transition the current advanced reservation period to a new reservation phase aiming to provide more flexibility for guests to plan and enjoy their park visit. During this new reservation phase, the park will continue to fully comply with the regularities, directives on reservations, staggered arrival, and applicable capacity controls. So this is awesome. So if this is going on there, that means maybe we're just around the corner with Disney World and Disneyland. So let's hope that's something that's getting ready to happen. There's a lot of talk that we got coming up about how things are going to be here later in Disney World. So we're going to move on. All right, here we go. Disney Plus hints more movies will join Mulan and Premiere Access. So, huge news as a representative from Disney Plus has stated a customer that more movies will be coming Premiere to Access in future. Mulan coming to Disney Plus for an additional cost. This information was gathered in an interaction on the Disney Plus live chat by someone from Murphy's Multiverse. And before we look into the details, here is exact quote from the conversation. As per checking in our data that the $29.99 is on top of your yearly subscription and your Premiere Access. For now, we have the Mulan, but when the time goes by, the Premiere Access will more updates and more movies to watch. You've got to take this with a huge grain of salt, given that this is a single Disney representative who is responding via live chat versus the CEO of Disney, Bob Chapek, who said the complete opposite on the earnings call a couple of weeks ago. We are looking at Mulan as a one-off as opposed to saying there's a new business windowing model we are looking at. That said, we find it very interesting to be able to take a new offering to consumers at that $29.99 price and learn from it and see what happens, not only in terms of the uptick of the number of subscribers we got on the platform, but also the number of transactions we get on that PVOD offering. So to me, I think, I would hate to see that it would hurt theater sales, but we don't even know if theaters are going to be open when they put Mulan out. Obviously, it's going to be in some theaters in other parts of the world, but the thing is this really hurting anybody? Now, if you go on later down and start doing that, I would probably push it out where maybe halfway through its run, start doing a $30 for it, but I'd still let the theaters try to make their money. But, it sounds like a great idea because there's some people who just can't get out to the theaters even when there's not a pandemic going on. So this might be the best thing, or people who have multiple children who want to see the movie and it's just too expensive to go to the theaters. I know myself that we went not too long ago. It was me, my wife, and my daughter and my niece, and going to watch a movie plus buying popcorn and sodas cost us almost $75. So this could be something that gets people to watch a little bit more. But like I said, don't put it out when it first comes out. All right, let's see. All right. Some Disney World restaurants accepting reservations after park close. Last week, we reported that Walt Disney World Resort's 4 theme parks will operate with reduced hours beginning on September 8th, the Tuesday after Labor Day weekend. We now have confirmation that certain Disney World restaurants will be allowing dining reservations after park close. The cast members that the Inside the Magic spoke to confirmed that Oga's Cantina at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Disney Hollywood Studios and Be Our Guest restaurant at Beast Castle and Magic Kingdom will both seat parties after park closure. Wow, that's amazing. Some people might be seeking those reservations. In a recent Instagram post, Disney fan at Tradzak shared a gorgeous photo of Cinderella's castle while he was in Magic Kingdom Park for a late dining reservation. Guests who choose to eat at Be Our Guest after hours starting September 9th will get the experience the same stunning view. Be Our Guest will seat guests until 7 p.m. Magic Kingdom will now be closed at 6 p.m. and Oga's Cantina will seat guests until 8 p.m. Disney's Hollywood Studios will now close at 7 p.m. So this is amazing because I remember we would get breakfast reservations whenever because we knew we could get into the park earlier just to be able to see what the park looked like with nobody in it. And I always love that. So this is even more amazing. I can see people wanting to get those reservations. Now, I don't know if that means that they're just honoring the reservations that were made before they changed the closure, or they're still allowing reservations till that time. I have no clue. That might be something to check into. Aerial photos show Epcot's Harmonious. Hey, Gonzo. Harmonious construction continues. In 2019, Epcot's fan favorite fireworks spectacular illuminations closed down as an all-new limited-time fireworks show called Epcot Forever made its debut at D23 Expo in 2019. Bob Chapek spoke about Harmonious and stated it would be the largest nighttime spectacular in Disney history. Harmonious will be shown over the World Showcase Lagoon, only this show will be even bigger and more epic than anything we've seen before at Epcot. Due to the current global pandemic, construction on several projects at Disney World had to pause, including Cinderella's Castle, Tron, and Harmonious. However, it wasn't long ago that we reported construction resumed on the nighttime spectacular despite not knowing an opening date. Hey, Jeffrey, thanks for coming in. I'm going to guess we're not going to see Harmonious till next year. I'm going to say it's going to be one of those 50th anniversary things. I don't think there's going to be any nighttime shows for the rest of this year. I'm going to say we're going to be seeing the end of this pandemic towards the end of this year. I really believe that. I think 2021 will be a whole whole new ball game. And I think that's when we'll get to see Harmonious and some of the other things that's coming with the 50th anniversary. So, all right. Magic Kingdom entrance construction continues. Walt Disney World is constantly moving forward, as Walt once said, and continued to update older attractions as well as build brand new ones. The company also consistently reworks pathways and waterways in order to ensure that guests have the quickest and safest way of traveling to the theme park from the resort on site. For quite some time now, one of those construction projects and update is the Magic Kingdom entrance plaza. The Walt Disney World Company has been building a new walkway path from Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa to the Magic Kingdom, much like the walkway from Disney's Contemporary Resort to the same theme park. And a series of new tweets from BioReconstruct, we have a bird's eye view of the construction progress at Magic Kingdom Park. The first tweet shows, so I think we knew about this, that the walkway was actually going to be brought around from Grand Floridian to the entrance, and I think that's great. If I'm right, I believe that actually connects the Polynesian as well. So that'd be a long walk from the Polynesian, but it definitely is something else. And I've actually walked out that way and seen where it ended before it got to the Grand Floridian, and I just couldn't understand why it didn't go all the way to the Grand Floridian. So let's see. Disney World extends flexible cancellation policy. So this says today. It won't be today. But today it says Walt Disney World Resort has officially extended its flexible cancellation policy through the end of 2020. The policy extension allows for guests with arrival dates through December 31st, 2020 to change or modify their trip at any time without facing any fees. Below is the official update as it was published by Disney. Book with confidence. Enjoy added peace of mind when you book your next Disney vacation. If your plans change, any Disney imposed change and cancellation fees will be waived up to the date of check-in for reservations with arrivals through December 31st, 2020. This means that no matter what, you will be able to cancel your Disney World trip at any time up to your check-in date without having to pay any change or cancellation fee. Keep in mind, however, that if you are flying to Disney World, you will still need to check with your airline about those travel cancellations and modification policies. But as far as Disney World goes, no cancellation or modification fee will apply. So this is really great. I mean, especially during this time, and for Disney to actually be taking care of everyone, even people who aren't their guests yet. And and it just shows Disney kind of understands this whole thing a little bit better than what some other places do. And I think that's amazing. All right, let's go. Here we go. Disney or Verizon gives customers free stream service. I think they did this right off the beginning, too. Disney and Verizon had expanded their partnership, and the new distribution deal means that some Verizon customers are now eligible for free Disney streaming service. The bundle included Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, giving qualified unlimited plan Verizon customers access to thousands of different television shows, movies, and live sports. This goes beyond what we initially reported in October 2019 when Disney and Verizon initially offered a free year of the Disney Plus streaming platform to FiOS internet clients and both new and existing 4G LTE and 5G unlimited wireless customers. So, like I said, that this is pretty amazing for Verizon customers. I'm a Verizon customer. I know, Gonzo, you're AT&T, but I have to be Verizon because it's the only thing that actually works where I live. AT&T, I have to go outside to make a phone call. But Yeah, this is amazing that they've been doing this, which is weird because you would figure they would be doing more with AT&T because they do a lot of stuff with Apple, and Apple basically started off their deal with AT&T. So, all right, let's see. New Disney Plus show coming from Jim Henson Company. Exciting news, Jim Henson fans, as Disney has just announced a brand new talk show is coming exclusively to Disney Plus on September 4th. The new show, titled Earth to Ned, is a fresh take on the late-night talk show format that America is famous for, and includes an alien commander host called Ned and his lieutenant Cornelius. Here's a summary of the show's courtesy of the official announcement from Disney Plus. From the Jim Henson Company comes a brand new talk show hosted by alien commander Ned and his lieutenant Cornelius, who call off the invasion of Earth after they fall in love with human culture. Broadcasting from the bridge of their spaceship hidden deep underground, Ned and Cornelius interview Earth's greatest resource celebrities. With the help of the ship's artificial intelligence, BETI, and the destructive CLOD, cloned living organism of destruction, Ned must keep his show a secret from his home planet or suffer the wrath of his father, the Admiral of the Galactic Fleet. So this sounds like an amazing show. I believe wasn't there something like that, but it was with Alf, as I think maybe Alf was on the Tonight Show as a host at one time. But this kind of sounds like that. It kind of sounds like what they've done on Cartoon Network, where they had Space Ghost who would interview and everything like that. So I think this will be great. It'll be hilarious, and it'll be fun to watch. And if it's being done by the Jim Henson Company, you know it's going to be amazing. All right. See Disney's Fantasmic Lagoon drained in new photos. All right. I don't know if I'll be able to. I can't bring that. I guess I can bring it up on here. I didn't think about that. Since the beginning of the pandemic, we've seen some amazing aerial shots of Walt Disney World. But if you want to see something really sad, just check out this picture of Fantasmic drained following the temporary pause of all nighttime spectacular shows. The iconic attraction has been at Disneyland since 1992 and Walt Disney World since 1998. It debuted at Tokyo Disneyland's Disney Sea theme park in 2011. Fans of Fantasmic will be upset to see it in its current appearance, as the entire attraction has been drained. All right, let me see if I can bring this up real quick. All right, share screen. Boom, boom. Let me bring it up. All right, there it is. So you can see right there. So I believe, this is Disney World. So, but you can see it's completely drained. Wow. All right, so this aerial photo from the good folks at Bioreconstruction shows the drained river around the stage, where Mickey famously does battle with the Disney villains, including Aladdin's Jafar, the Lion King Scar, the Little Mermaid's Ursula, and eventually Maleficent in her dragon form. The drained Fantasmic Lagoon is likely due to a maintenance being down for the show. Although we don't yet have a date when the nighttime spectacular will be available again at Disney's Hollywood Studios, the viewing areas look crazy bare without any guest or Disney characters. You'd have to really use your imagination to picture Fantasmic on the stage. And, like I said, I think all of this is going to come back next year. I really think this is I think it's all going to be towards the end of the year. It's just going to go away. I'm not saying it's just going to disappear like that, but hey, what do I know? It possibly could. So, all right, let's see. Character meet and greets return to Shanghai Disneyland. Shanghai Disneyland has recommended character meet and greets through a modified way. Instagram user Dishchapapi shared some pictures of the modified experience at Shanghai Disneyland Storybook Court on her story earlier today, explaining guests will stand in a yellow box and take a selfie with the characters with their phone. There is no photographer on hand to take pictures for guests. So, yeah, basically it looks like they're standing in the background and you're just taking a selfie of yourself with them behind you. So, but I think they've kind of been doing that at Epcot when they bring the characters out there as well. So that's not really anything new, but, you know, hey, we're getting closer and closer. Fans petition to change the name of a popular Disney restaurant. A new petition on change.org is calling upon Disney to change the name of the Carnation Cafe so that it honors former chef Oscar Martinez. Nearly 3 years ago, Chef Oscar Martinez retired after working at Disneyland Resort for 60 years. The Disney cast member was always a smiling face at the Carnation Cafe, a guest's favorite restaurant located on Main Street, USA at Disneyland Park since 1967. He greeted guests with a smile, cooking up delicious dishes at the original Disney park. Now fans are petitioning for Disney to change the name of the Carnation Cafe so that it honors Chef Oscar and his legacy. Called to change the name of the Carnation Cafe in Disneyland to honor Oscar. This petition asked Disney to change the name of the Main Street restaurant to Oscar's Carnation Cafe instead. You know, the thing was if this guy is a cast member and he's a chef and he was that good and, you know, if he's providing magic, I mean, this would be awesome. This would be Disney honoring. No, I haven't heard that yet, Michael. I'm sorry. No, I haven't heard how many seasons of Muppets now there will be. But I mean, you know, them honoring a cast member, I think that's fantastic. I think cast members don't get enough recognition. They completely should be recognized. And they're the ones who make everything happen. So, but I mean, I thought they just wanted to change it to Chef Oscar Martinez, but now that I see it's Oscar's Carnation Cafe, why not? It's not a big deal. You don't even really have to change much. Just add his name. So I find that's awesome. I think that would be just something great. All right. Disneyland only accepting reservations for mid-September and beyond. Today we found out that Disneyland Resort is only accepting new hotel reservations for mid-September and beyond. We confirmed this news over the phone with a representative of Walt Disney Travel Company as we work to move our current hotel reservations to a later date. After speaking with a Disney cast member, we were also able to confirm the news online. According to Disney, the hotels of the Disneyland Resort are only accepting new reservations for September 16th and later. You can make a reservation by calling Disneyland Resort. So this sounds like Disneyland's getting ready to open up. I've never been there. I would love to go there sometime. And so it seems like September may be the time that Disney's land's finally coming back. So I think that's great. We're seeing more and more stuff open shows us moving more forward through this whole entire thing we're going through. All right. This is awesome. Fantastic Four reboot reportedly starting production. So a very minor yet potential revealing bit of information from behind the scenes of the Marvel Cinematic Universe may mean the Fantastic Four reboot is on its way. A report from Murphy's Multiverse has revealed that Disney has this week registered 2 new production companies solving everything production and grass-fed productions. All right. So what does it mean? Why one of these companies could mean good things for a Fantastic Four reboot. Well, you first have to understand the production companies have been registered for every upcoming Marvel comic movie except two, the Fantastic Four Reboot and Blade, neither of which have any kind of release date. The second is a strong connection to a specific Marvel comic in which Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, receives a message saying that just that while traveling the multiverse and interacting with a council of himself with different realities, it's the Marvel universe. Just go with it. Murphy's Multiverse claims that while we don't even know what this is a Marvel production for sure, the quote is in fact for Reed and could hint at the beginning of production for the new superhero movie. So I'm really excited about the Fantastic Four coming. I didn't like how Fox did it. I think they did better with the first Fantastic movie than they did with the second one. But I just don't like how they've been introducing Doctor Doom, because I know from the comic books that's not how Doctor Doom is introduced. And I'd like them to go more towards making Doctor Doom more like what he was in the comic book than what they have been doing to create him in these two movies that Fox had done. So I'm hoping Disney does right by Doctor Doom. Who, if Gonzo, if you're here, Darth Vader was partially based on Doctor Doom. All right. Disney World enforces mask policy. Family turned away at gate. On August 6th, Richard Ross and his family arrived at the Walt Disney World Resort for a family vacation. Everyone was wearing masks except one, Ross' 7-year-old daughter who has asthma. The Ross family was under the impression that Disney would still let their daughter in under a special exemption. However, they learned this was not the case. According to a video that Ross recorded and later shared online, the conversation with the Walt Disney World cast member went like this. Can my daughter, who is autistic with sensory issues, enter your park without a mask because she medically can't wear a mask, Ross said. Sir, I apologize. I know you're frustrated, the cast member said in the clip. At this time, we asked that anyone entering our park. Ross cut him off, saying, just answer the question. Are you refusing to allow the Americans with Disability Act laws? Hey, we're not talking about any of that right now. We're talking about our inaudible to come into the park. The workers replied, if she comes into the park without a mask, we would refuse her entry regardless. The video recording of Ross' conversation with the Disney World cast member can be viewed here, as it appeared to have been removed from social media. At the time of this article publication, Walt Disney World Resort has not publicly issued a statement in the response to the incident. This situation outside Disney's Magic Kingdom theme park took place only a day after a family was asked to leave a Disney store in London because their 16-year-old with autism was not wearing the mask correctly. So, I mean, Disney is not going to be perfect on everything. They're just not. They're still just a theme park, and I know people want to think it's magical, but it is the cast members who make it magical, and the cast members do have to follow rules and regulations just like any place else. I guess the question would be, is it possible for them to wear a face shield, or is there some kind of alternative that they could do? That's what I would ask, but unfortunately, this pandemic is actually stopping certain stuff. And I'm really sorry to hear that they got refused, but sometimes that's just something that happens. And, I think maybe that Disney should have offered to maybe refund them for at least their ticket for that day, or maybe even go as far as refunding them for the whole vacation if they can go in the parks at all. So let's go a little farther. One Disneyland Paris hotel to reclose, others extend closure. Disneyland Paris has officially announced that reclosure and extended closure are numerous on-site hotel. A new reopening date has been announced for both the Disneyland Hotel and Disney Sequoia Lodging, confirming that Disneyland Paris extends their closures. Additionally, it has been announced that Disney's Hotel Cheyenne, which reopened earlier this month, will in fact reclose at the end of next month. Below are the official statements from the Disneyland Paris website regarding the operations of Disneyland Paris. Hotels note that Disney's Newport Bay Club and Disney's Hotel Santa Fe remain open at this time. Disney's Davy Crockett Ranch and Disney's Hotel New York, the Art of Marvel, will remain closed with reopening dates announced at a later time. So we can see where the statement. If you have an existing for Disney Hotel Cheyenne during the period, please see our current booking and cancellation policies during the closure period. We invite you to stay in one of our other Disney hotels. So they're not closing all of them. So I'd say maybe they're having problems with numbers just the same as they are here in the United States. And maybe it's just not, maybe they're paying more to keep those open than what they're making because they're having so few guests and they just rather limit the area and fill up. I don't know. That's just what I would figure. In the works, Disney's Hercules on Broadway. Who puts the glad in Gladiator? Hercules. That's right, folks. In the age of social media, their theater fan is reporting that we're going to get front row seats to the making of Hercules on Broadway. Last summer's public theater production of Disney's Hercules was a staged test, as many Disney musicals are treated to this form of incubation before graduating to the Great White Way. Alan Menken himself has been viewed speaking about the Broadway treatment of his Golden Age Disney classic. Zero to hero in the park. Public Works, a division of the Public Theater, represented the heroic story of Hercules in the summer of 2019, brought to life by professional actors and community groups from across New York City. The production, based on the Disney film, prominently features the film's beloved score plus additional original songs by composer Alan Menken and lyricist David Zippel, with a new script book by Christoph Diaz. Public Works deliberately blur the line between professional artists and community members, creating theaters that is not only for the people, but by and of the people as well. That means that artists like you and me come together to create something special, and soon the work will rise to Mount Olympus. So this is amazing. I think most of the Disney shows that have gone on to Broadway have all become hits, and it'd be really neat if they actually brought some of that to Disney Plus. Maybe they have. I mean, I know they did Hamilton. I think they got The Greatest Showman is on there, and is either on there or is it's coming. And I think it would be neat to see some of these Disney Broadway shows there on Disney Plus as well. Original Space Mountain vehicle sold for over $50,000. Disney parks auctions typically bring in high dollar amounts, and the one that was held over the weekend of August 15th and 16th was no different. Just a month after Disneyland Resort's 65th anniversary, the Van Eaton Gallery held a virtual auction to commemorate this milestone occasion. The auction featured over 1,000 items from over the 65 years that Disneyland has been open. Disney fans from all over bid on these unique items that greatly exceeded what the auction was expecting. Vintage Disneyland memorabilia. Vintage items from Disneyland are in high demand because it is the memoriam of Walt Disney himself and how the happiest place on earth began. Though he had a team of Imagineers that helped him make all of it possible, the concept of Disneyland all came from inside Walt Disney's head and heart. These items may represent the past, but it also represents the present and future, because Walt always pushed his team to be imaginative and innovative about the things that they created. Hence them being called Imagineers. He wanted them to think further than the present, which is why each of the Disney parks have a Tomorrowland or an area that represents that. So, I mean, so let's see. Many Disney fans love Tomorrowland. All right. And yeah, I mean, a ride vehicle from Space Mountain at $50,000. Man, you could buy a couple of cars. or one really nice new one. But that would be something amazing to have. It really would be. I don't know if I'd pay $50,000 though. All right. Okay. Pandemic ravages theme park industry. $18 billion, 125,000 jobs lost. When Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World Resort closed in mid-March, nobody could have imagined just how long the theme park would stay closed. Disney World just began the phased reopening of its 4 theme parks on July 11th, and Disneyland remains temporarily closed until what may be at least mid-September. But many speculate longer, as for Universal, they have paused their plans for the Epic Universe expansion for the time being. Now, a new report from the International Associations of Amusement Parks and Attractions indicate that the losses U.S. theme parks have faced amid the pandemic are as astronomical as one might expect, according to an OC-registered article about the report. So I don't think it's surprising to find out that the theme parks are losing money, and hopefully that'll start to build back up. Will the Star Wars Hotel be open for Disney World's 50th anniversary? As we enter the autumn season in 2020, the year that seems would never end, finally as a light at the end of the tunnel, many Disney World fans have turned their attention to next year's schedule, 50th anniversary celebration. One question that looms largely for the Star Wars fans community is, will the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel be open in time for the anniversary? Aerial photographs we received today indicate that the construction of the Star Wars Hotel is on track. Pilot Jonathan Salazar provided the following photograph that shows current progress on the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel, aka Halcyon. So I would bring that up, but it's not really much to look at. So, I mean, I don't think it'll be open for the beginning of the 50th anniversary, but I could see it being open sometime next year. So, but it would be amazing to stay there, but unfortunately, I think it's going to cost too much, and I might not be able to go. I would love to be able to go and just see that kind of stuff, but I don't know, maybe someday. Disney Plus may add adult content, parental controls. Ever since the Walt Disney Company launched its streaming service, Disney Plus, the question of what content will be available on the site, specifically more adult content, has been in contention. Now, it is being reported that Disney Plus will begin creating and adding R-rated and other more adult content to its library. The report comes from movie insider Grace Randolph, who shared over Twitter. I'm hearing hashtag Disney Plus is definitely creating adult sections for hashtag Fox and hashtag Touchstone content. You'll need a PIN code or something like that to unlock it as a parental control. At the time of this article publication, there is no official word yet from the Walt Disney World Company, either confirming or denying this rumor, and thus it should be taken with a grain of salt. Up to this point, Disney's other streaming service, Hulu, has more or less stood in as the home for content not deemed appropriate enough for Disney Plus. Okay, Disney Plus is in competition with Netflix, but due to the fact that they own Hulu, it's kind of like the two working together against Netflix, the way I see it, where all your family friendly is going to be on Disney Plus, and all more of your adult, or, you know, how I want to say it, you know, basically that's going to be it. Your adult like stuff is going to be on Hulu. So I just kind of figured that. I was really surprised that Who Framed Roger Rabbit isn't on, but it could be more adult now than what it was back when it first came out. So, I mean, I believe it was a PG-13, if I'm right. All right, where were we? Okay. All right. Could Magic Kingdom get a nighttime parade for the 50th anniversary? I would love for this to happen. I miss either, you know, the Main Street Electrical Parade, or trying to think what it's called. I know what it's called. Spectro Magic. I would love for those to come back, either one. Magic Kingdom is rapidly approaching her 50th birthday on October 1st, 2021. The plans for the 50th anniversary have changed a bit this year with the unexpected travel disruption, reduced hours and capacity. Changes at the Walt Disney World Park as the impending celebration nears. We're eagerly awaiting official news of parades, fireworks, celebrations, or merchandise to go along with it. What's on most Disney fans' minds is the possibility of a long-awaited Magic Kingdom nighttime parade. Will we see the addition of floats sailing down Main Street, USA? The Magic Kingdom nighttime parade. Ever since the Main Street Electrical Parade moved over to Disneyland, fans have clamored for the cross-country shipping of Paint the Night. While this may be a fairly easy move for Disney to make, there are a few other options on the table suggested by a patent for ordering mapping on a three-dimensional project surface. This appears to be something like the mapping done to Cinderella's castle for Happily Ever After, and looks at how media is displayed on 3D models. And while Cinderella's castle is a 3D model, we're thinking that something like a parade float might be what this referring to. You can read more about this parade patent here and how it may be used by the Disney on a parade float. Like I said, they need to do another nighttime parade. It's something that they've been missing at the Magic Kingdom ever since Spectre Magic, ever since Main Street Electrical Parade left. I remember I always liked watching the parade, and then you knew right after the parade you had Wishes at that time, which now it would be Happily Ever After, and it's just something that the Magic Kingdom really needs down there in Walt Disney World, and I would love to see something like that come back. Hold on. Oh, here's something. Brewery debuts Dole Whip beer, sells out almost instantly. Wow, Dole Whip beer. Sounds awesome. Is there any Disney park snack more iconic than the pineapple Dole Whip? This writer thinks not. While there are some alcoholic versions of the Dole Whip available at Walt Disney World and Disneyland, a Gainesville, Florida brewery has taken things one step further and released a Dole Whip flavored beer. First Magnitude Brewing Company first announced their Dole Whip sour beer on Instagram. First Magnitude captured the photos of the Dole Whip sour can. Brewed using actual Dole Whip mix, pineapple puree, and milk sugar, this beer tastes just like the iconic pineapple soft serve and served at Disney. This beer is a certain creamy, dreamy sour that isn't too sweet or tart. It's just the right balance and is packed with pineapple goodness. The new pineapple beer was available via drive-thru at the First Magnitude Brewery location, according to a Fox News report about the Dole Whip flavored alcoholic beverage. Dole Whip Sour, which was first available for sale on August 12th, sold out within days of its debut, the brewery confirmed on Facebook. And while there are no plans to brew another batch at the moment, First Magnitude revealed they may do more in the future. Where can you get a Disney Dole Whip now? Yeah. So, I mean, That sounds awesome. I like beer. I like trying different kinds of beers, and a Dole Whip beer that's something I would like to try. So if anybody down there in Florida can get their hands on one of those and send me one of those, the Dole Whip Sour or, whatever it is, Gonzo's still in here, please drive up there and see if you can go through that brewery and get me one and send me one. That'd be great. Of course, then again, I don't know if it's legal to send alcohol across borders or across state lines, so it might be illegal. Here we go. Tropical storm Laura turns away from Disney World. It is late August in the Caribbean, and the warm waters continue to be the perfect nursery budding storms looking to blossom into a tropic storm or a hurricane. 12 storms have already appeared, and now Tropical Depression 13 was found. There is a chance it could affect your upcoming Disney World resort vacation or Universal Orlando resort vacation. And we at Inside Magic will continue to update you on stories at its development. While it is still a fair distance away, the Weather Channel projects on Thursday, August 20th, that this storm to approach Florida as a tropical storm. They have since updated their prediction of Tropical Depression 13 and is expected to become a Category 1 hurricane, Hurricane Laura, by the time it arrives in central Florida early in next week. I don't know if this is the same one that Gonzo and I was talking about the other night, but from what it looked like there were two of them that were coming up, and they were going to hit more in the Louisiana and Texas area. So this report was done 4 days ago, so things may have changed by now. Oh, let's see. Here's something big, real quick. Tony Baxter will come out of retirement to redo Figment. Disney legend Imagineer Tony Baxter spent his career working on some Disney most iconic rides, including Splash Mountain and Epcot's Journey into Imagination with Figment. In a tea at USC appearance last night, Baxter said he would come out of retirement to redo the iconic Disney World ride. Scott Gustin shared this tweet about the statement. The YouTube video has since been deleted by the uploader. Gustin shared the most notable quote from the appearance when Baxter said, "I just wish we could do that ride over. I would come back out of retirement to do that ride over." The idea of the legendary Imagineer coming back to work isn't totally out of the realm of possibility. It has been confirmed that Baxter will contribute to the Splash Mountain redesign, so he's clearly still invested in the Disney parks attractions he helped to create. However, Gustin later noted that Baxter was simply saying he thinks it's a necessary for the Figment attraction to get a refurb. Gustin believes it's nothing more than that. So yeah, I think if they would bring, I think his name was the Dreamfinder. If they bring him back, that would be great, and really make Figment more of a prominent character on that ride. And I mean, I know he is kind of now, but I mean, he needs to be more of that prominent character there. All right. Disney World fall hours release. What about holiday events? Walt Disney World Resorts has continued to update the calendar to include the theme park operating hours for fall. Now we can see the park hours for Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney Hollywood Studios, and Disney Animal Kingdom through November 7th. As you can see in the calendar below, the general operating hours for each theme parks are as follows. Magic Kingdom 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily, Epcot 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily, Disney Hollywood Studios 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily, Disney Animal Kingdom 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. So, but upon further examination of the calendar, we have no information pertaining to whether holiday events like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party or the Epcot International Festival of the Holidays will be held this year. If Disney continues the pattern of canceling separated ticketed events in 2020, then there will likely not be any Mickey Very Merry Christmas party event this fall and winter. The separate ticketed event typically starts in November. But if this year's Taste of Food and Wine is an indication, then perhaps a modified version of Epcot's International Festival of the Holiday could still occur. So, like I said, I think it's all going to depend on how this all turns out. I know they're working on a vaccination and hoping they'll have it done and ready to be rolled out to the public in the fall, and maybe some of this stuff will change or get better. So there's always hope, and that's what I'm particularly hoping for, is that vaccination comes out this fall. All right. Here we go. And this is going to be the last story for tonight. Disney serves up delicious food for 65 years. Disney has been treating guests to delicious Disney snacks since it opened Disneyland Park 65 years ago in 1955. From the churro cart to the Dole Whip, food has become an attraction of its own at the Disney parks. It's even flowed into the homes of Disney fans around the world as people have started to make their own home kitchen Mickey waffles and Mickey pretzels, as well as grabbed a Mickey ice cream bar and ice cream cookie sandwiches from the frozen section of the grocery store. Fun facts about the Disney snacks. Speaking of churros and Mickey pretzels, D23 released some of the fun facts about these Disney snacks, and many of these facts are pretty wild if you ask me. And consider this: if the number of churros consumed annually at Disneyland resorts were laid end to end, they would stretch 1,162 miles and could line the Disney World Land Resort's monorail track 468 times. Also, if the number of Mickey-shaped soft pretzels sold annually at Walt Disney World Resort were laid ear to ear, they would stretch 352 miles and could circle Spaceship Earth at Epcot 3,600 times. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, churros, the soft pretzels, Dole Whip. These are you got the Mickey premium bars. To me, I like the Mickey the ice cream sandwiches. I mean, these are all just iconic snacks. I mean, there's even lesser snacks that are even just as iconic. They're just not as popular as what some of these are. But yeah. Some of the food you get there at Disneyland and Disney World is some of the best food you'll ever get. So, and that's one of the reasons why. All right. So a few changes. I usually went on 7. I found out Al had his on at 7. I thought he was at 5. So I moved it to 8. I seen Pete McDevitt's on. So I'd already set it to 8. I couldn't move it to 9. So I'm going to try and move the show to 6 on Sundays. Hopefully my job will be all right to have it at 6. I think I'm going to be fine on Sundays, but so we'll be moving this show to 6 o'clock on Sundays, and there might be times where I'm not going to be able to do it. And the reason why I say that is because obviously I have family things that come up, and family comes first. I'm sorry, but yeah, this was this week in Disney. There was some other items. I tried to just hit the more important topics, but please come back next Sunday at 6, and we'll talk more about Disney and what happened next week. So thanks for watching, and remember, give a thumbs up if you're watching a replay, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button. But as for that, that's going to be it for this week in Disney. I hope to see you next Sunday. Bye.